It's 5:45 p.m., which means it's time for BCTV's nightly news roundup. I'm your host tonight, Roland Boyden, and this is 545 Live. Tonight, who's riding in the slow lane these days, what the Secretary of Agriculture wants us to remember about our local farmers, why the weather is whack, thanks writers for that one, when and where all you cow crazies can heifer it up this weekend, and oh, so much more, all that in 15 minutes. So while they make another Pirates of the Caribbean movie, stick around.
Environmental damage and the kind of psychic damage, and now, as we get to the end of this kind of fast money era, a kind of deeply dangerous, even on its own terms, vulnerability, a brittleness to this system as it begins to break apart.
That's Bill McKibben speaking at the 2010 Slow Money Conference, courtesy of the YouTuber Eco Local Guy. Thanks for letting us post that. Bill McKibben will be back speaking tomorrow as part of the Slow Living Summit, which runs today through Friday here in Brattleboro. We'll talk more about the Living Slowly deal in a moment, but first, the local headlines, and we go right back to here. Oh yeah, hydroelectric on the West River has the state's blessing, but it all comes down to the money. It's been years since Blue Heron Hydro began plans to build hydroelectric dams at the Townsend Dam and Jamaica's Ball Mountain Dam. Now, it's on the feds to grant the approval needed to qualify for the necessary incentive programs. Moving on, the battle in the courts between the state and Entergy continued as the Conservation Law Foundation and Vermont Public Research Group filed as joint friends of the court supporting the state. We'll be rolling up our sleeves and getting into it with our ongoing VY report when we bring in locals on both sides of the debate. That starts next week once all this heifer madness has come and gone. And before we talk heifers and hop into the Slow Living Summit, let's take a moment to do the weather. Just a moment ago when I was gearing things up, thunder was just booming through here. Luckily we're on the battery backups, but otherwise it would have been pitch black in here. We flickered out a couple times. Anyway, weather-wise, it's Wednesday, which means that our BUHS TV news crew is enjoying their weekly day off. But there's some sinister weather afoot, so I'm going to do my best to beam it to the high school where my rock star news team, Joe Bushy and Daryl Pillsbury, are standing by with a warning. You guys there?
Listen, we're going to give you the pulse weather, and the pulse weather is telling you as of right now, it is pretty windy out here. We are at Brattleboro Union High School. The fields are all empty because they canceled pretty much everything. We got some serious weather coming through. Even the Albany Weather Center says to be ready for some large hail and severe winds. So, as you can see, Roland, and all you nice viewers out there on BCTV's 545 Live, we are just now getting the severe weather coming into our area, and you can see the clouds and lightning behind us and big winds. So you're probably going to want to take some cover, and there may be some serious hailstorm. So we're not sure about that, but it is pretty windy. It's cooling down a lot. And anyway, be careful out there, folks, driving around. A lot of water. If you're in a water zone already that's a little high, be ready. We may have another flash flood in effect. So for the pulses weather, as you can see right here, right now, it's here. Nice storm. Hey, Roland, back to you in that nice studio.
Daryl, thanks, and thanks for checking in on this, our Pulse team. Joe Bushy and Daryl Pillsbury, senior news correspondents who head out in the field just about every day to grab me some live clips for them. Very nice. Tomorrow, the Brattleboro Union High School TV department will be back with their fancy green screen doing the weather. See their complete broadcast live at 9:15 tomorrow morning on BCTV Channel 10. All right, next, it's all about slowing down. Our Slow Living Summit coverage kicks off now. Earlier, I spoke with Summit presenter, Vermont Secretary of State Chuck Ross, about the summit.
I've been asked to open up the Thursday morning with a plenary session with a presentation that's entitled Whole Systems Approach to Sustainability. I'm going to talk about how Vermont's efforts strategically made can help change the United States' approach to important issues that may, in hopes, be able to make some changes around the world. If you live in Vermont, it's hard not to understand at some intuitive level the role and importance of agriculture to our economy, our communities, and our culture. I'm very excited to be part of the couple-day workshop that is being sponsored by the Strolling of the Heifers. I've been to the parade a number of times, and it's just such an exciting event and really speaks to the level of excitement and support Vermonters have for agriculture today.
Sessions are also being held at the Marlborough College Graduate Center, something Summit panelist and Marlborough College President Ellen McCulloch-Lovell was very excited about.
We're going to be discussing how higher education can serve and be served by the slow living movement in relation to subjects like food and agriculture and energy, supporting local business, having our alumni stay in the area and be part of the intellectual and creative capital of the region. And that will happen tomorrow. The continuing ed panel is going to happen tomorrow at the Marlborough College Graduate School at 2:45. And then on Friday morning, I have the pleasure of introducing Christine Bushway, and she's the CEO of the Organic Trade Association. They are now have their national headquarters in Brattleboro at the Marlborough College Graduate Center building, and it's really a wonderful thing for our region that we have this national association devoted to organics right here. And she's a real leader, so I think her presentation will attract a lot of people. I'm really pleased that a lot of these events are at the Marlborough College Graduate School, and it especially reinforces the direction we're going in our MBA in managing for sustainability. And that's, completely rethinking the traditional MBA and looking towards a group of people who can create businesses that are very focused on people and planet as well as profit. If we support each other, we support our educational institutions and agriculture and local businesses and local financing mechanisms, that we'll be even stronger.
For detailed info on all the plenary sessions and lectures, visit strollingoftheheifers.com and click the Slow Living Summit link on the left sidebar. Moving on, it's time to wade into our weekend calendar coverage, and man, we're going to need to do some wading. Heifers is, of course, the big one on everyone's mind, so we'll start there. You've been caught up on the Slow Living Summit, but that's only a fraction of the event weekend. We'll be getting down and dirty on our parade coverage on tomorrow's edition of 545 Live. But in the meantime, you can catch up on a whole lot more info by checking out BCTV's one-hour Open Studio with the event organizers, and that's available on our video on demand at brattleboro.tv.org. And you can also cut right to the chase with the parade's official website, strollingoftheheifers, all one word, .com. And of course, BCTV will be providing live coverage of the parade right here on Channel 8. There you go. All right, moving on, we got to do the non-heifers part of the calendar. At this point, it's, easy to think that doesn't exist anymore. Heifers have kind of taken over, but let's head right back to it. Piano playing is the new PowerPoint was our tag for this month's first Wednesday lecture. Tonight, pianist Michael Arnowit travels to the Brooks Memorial Library to play some piano as he compares the original sketches with the final versions from the first and last movements of Beethoven's Tempest Piano Sonata. That lecture is entitled Beethoven's Sketchbook, and it starts at 7 p.m. And I'm actually headed down there myself because it's going to be a sweet lecture. Piano playing, lectures all together, very cool. All right, moving right along, the Vermont Performance Lab begins their Progressive Performance Festival tomorrow. For more info on this multi-night event, visit vermontperformancelab.com. On Friday, the Hooker Dunham is hosting a theater benefit for victims of the Brooks House fire. The films are Howard Zinn's Marks on Soho and Losing My Religion, Confessions of a New Age Refugee. Showings begin at 8 p.m. at the Hooker Dunham, 139 Main Street. And Saturday, there's a reception for artist Kim Ang-yo, whose watercolor exhibit shows all next week at the Moore Free Library in Newfane. The reception is from 1 to 3 p.m. at the library. For more info, you can call 802-365-7948. And this Sunday, the Brattleboro Museum and Art Center is hosting a yo-yo performance. and tutorial with Yo-Yo Master Jack Finn. I just do not get to say Yo-Yo Master enough. That starts at 1 p.m. at the museum, and tomorrow we'll hear more about it from BMAC director Danny Lichtenfeld. We have a little clip for you. And a reminder that the Brattleboro Farmers Market is open both Saturday and Sunday this weekend at 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Saturday, at 10 a.m. To 2 p.m. on Sunday. So just an hour later on Sunday if you're planning on getting there. Music this weekend provided by Edmonds International Song Bag. And you can find the market just west of Exit 2 right here in Brattleboro. And if we missed your event, or you want more coverage than just me using my silky baritone to read your bulletin, then email me, roland@brattleboro.tv.org. Check out my awesome graphic for this. That's ROLAND at brattleboro.tv.org. And that does it for our calendar. We'll be back tomorrow with even more info on this crazy weekend. And there's just so much going on, it's kind of hard to even fathom. Now to wrap up, we'll move on to our BCTV schedule quick glance. You can find BCTV in Comcast, Cable Land, Channels 8 and 10. At 10 p.m. tonight on Channel 8, you can catch last month's First Wednesday lecture at Brooks Memorial Library. That was entitled Life in Nazi Germany from presenter Dr. Javier Corrales. And tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. on Channel 8, we have the most recent edition of Healthcare Update with Richard Davis and Daryl Pillsbury. Check that out for all things healthcare. And we'll hop over to our government channel on Channel 10 tonight at 8:30. Let's see, at 8:30 we have the Brattleboro Housing Authority meeting from Monday, which was just before they announced their plans to demolish Hayes Court, so check that out. And for all you nocturnals out there, you can get even more 545 Live. I know, there's just no way to get enough, but there's a midnight showing of my extended interview with Windham County Senator Jeanette White. Again, that's at midnight on Channel 10. And as always, you can find our complete schedule for both channels updated to the minute, along with live streaming and video on demand for all local programming, all that at brattleboro.tv.org. And that's a great segue for going into our next section. We're doing a little cheesy alliteration theme, and that hits today, Website Wednesday. Every week we'll be giving you a brief tutorial on our new website. Today's topic is using our video on demand library to catch up on local programming. I'm going to try and just pop you right in here to the website. See what we got going on. Let's take a look. Here I am. brattleboro.tv.org, and we'll do this very quickly because I'm running out of time, but right over on the sidebar here you're going to see that there's a big button called Watch Local Shows on Demand, and that takes you to our player, which has all these categories, of course our live streams, but then also some featured categories, 545 Live, Montpelier Connection, Brattleboro High School, Arts and Performances. The list goes on, and from there you can also type in something. Let's see what happens when I punch in my own awesome show. Very cool. All right. Well, I'm running out of time. I can see my extensive staff here waving at me, trying to get me back on track. There's like 10 people in the studio right now. So let's wrap this up. That's a full lid for y'all. Thanks for watching, but before you switch over to the new adventures of Old Christine, remember to tune us in tomorrow when we'll continue our Heifer pregame fun, get a preview of our own parade coverage, see some video from tonight's slow living festivities, head back out in the field with Joe and Daryl, and a whole lot more. For BCTV and 545 Live, I'm Roland Boyden saying good night, everybody.